Do you believe in ghosts?
I really don't believe in ghosts, but at the same time, I do believe in, I do believe weird shit happens. I guess is the best way to put it. Yeah. A couple years ago when I was really young, I was hanging out at work and I ended up getting a call on my cell phone. I answered it. It was an unknown number. It turned out to be this crying man. This guy called me. He was like super upset and he was looking for a Pacheco Domingo. And I was like, I'm sorry, dude. Like I don't speak Spanish. I cannot help you. I honestly thought it was like one of my friends messing around because two of my friends at the time were they could speak Spanish. So I ended up opening up the door thinking that it was one of my friends, but turns out it wasn't him. It's like, all right, that's weird. And then I thought it was my other friend. He ended up coming out of the bathroom and the guy was still on the phone. It wasn't him. And I was like, whoa, that's fucking weird. So I ended up giving my phone to one of my friends and he started speaking to him in Spanish really fast. And he kept saying the same thing over and over, like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't know who Pacheco Domingo is. So we ended up like turning off the call. So fast forward maybe about a year later, I ended up having another cell phone, completely different phone number. I was a little bit older, still hung out with the same friends. We were driving one night and we ended up we ended up getting a phone call. I ended up answering my phone and it was an unknown phone number and it was the same guy and I was like, what the fuck? And my two friends are with me, so I knew it wasn't them. So I ended up giving it to my friend again. He was like, so I ended up getting that phone call again and I was with my oh fuck.
Get your shit together. Fucking Holy Ghost got inside of her.
Yeah, that was a big one.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Would you have to go get a bathing suit? Alright.
Alright. So my friends and I were driving in the car. We ended up getting a phone call and I was like, unknown number, what the hell? So I ended up answering it and this is like a year and a half later or whatever. And it's the same guy. He's just frantically crying, super upset, just like looking for this person, same name, Pacheco Domingo. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that is so weird. I ended up giving it to my friends and my friends were like, dude, this is the same guy. And I was like, yeah. So we ended up, like, they ended up talking to him and same thing. They're like, this is weird. That was the same guy that called like a year ago. And I was like, yeah, it's super weird. So we ended up just kind of brushing that off, whatever. So a couple of years before, when I was a bit younger, I was hanging out with my brother and his friends and we ended up jumping a graveyard. And we ended up taking a couple of photos while we were in on like a disposable camera, nothing crazy. Back then that was like what was, the jam. We took a couple of photos next to a couple of headstones and we were just like, cool kids playing around. Didn't deface anything. We respected everything. We were just trying to give ourselves a little bit of a scare. And we ended up running out. We ended up hearing a noise and we all, ran out. And fast forward to me being a young adult, I ended up coming back home from basic training and I ended up going through a lot of photos with my mother and my brother by my side. We were going through a lot of stuff, and if you're not familiar with having disposable cameras, sometimes you would get film developed and you would not even open up a pack. Like, it was just, there was so much then. And we ended up finding this unopened pack and we were like, holy shit, like, what is this from? Like, we have to be careful if we're gonna open this in front of our mom. Like, shit, whatever. So we ended up opening it and lo and behold, it was photos from that night, and I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. We were looking through 'em, and there was a photo of myself and my brother next to one of the headstones, and the headstone's name was Pacheco Domingo. And it like totally like made me and my brother pause for a second. We were like, what the hell? Because we're not big ghost people. We really don't believe in that stuff. But that was just hands down the weirdest experience ever. But yeah, scary shit.